Welcome back again to Gunner's View. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has provided a comprehensive update on his squad ahead of Sunday's Premier League encounter against Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium. The Gunners head into the match in fine form, having won 6 consecutive games across all competitions, including impressive victories over Port Vale, Newcastle, Olympiacos, West Ham, Fulham, and Atletico Madrid. Sitting at the top of the Premier League table with 19 points from their opening 8 matches, Arsenal are aiming to continue their momentum with a 7th straight win. Speaking to the media during his pre-match press conference, Arteta discussed several key topics, from the latest injury concerns to Declan Rice's evolving role and Eberretchi Eze's emotional reunion with his former club. The Arsenal boss confirmed that Gabriel Magalhaes is a doubt for the weekend after picking up an issue during Tuesday's win over Atletico Madrid. Not much. Obviously, Big Gabby had to leave the pitch with an issue and he hasn't been able to train yet. So let's see how he evolves in the next 24 hours, whether he's available or not for the weekend, Arteta revealed. Arteta also provided updates on other absentees, including Noni Madueke, Martin Odegaard, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel Jesus. They are all progressing really well, he said. They are all starting to do certain activities. They are all super willing to be available as quick as possible, but at the moment, none of them are yet in contention in the next week or so. One of the most discussed topics of the press conference was Declan Rice's recent comments about his position at Arsenal. The midfielder had suggested that his role had changed this season, giving him more freedom both to drop deeper and to get into the box. Arteta, however, offered a different perspective on the matter. Again, I heard some quotes he made that this season his position has changed a little bit, and I disagree with that, the Spaniard explained. His position has evolved. A player who can bring something else to a team. He has been instrumental in our improvement in that part of the game. Another emotional storyline ahead of Sunday's clash involves Arsenal midfielder Eberretchi Eze, who will face his former club Crystal Palace for the first time since his £67.5 million summer transfer to the Emirates. The 27-year-old enjoyed 5 productive years at Selhurst Park, scoring 40 goals in 169 appearances before making the move to North London. When asked how Eze was feeling ahead of the reunion, Arteta acknowledged the emotional side of the occasion. It's a big game for us, and last season we dropped some points. The focus is on that. It will be a very special match, but the focus is on the team, he said. Arteta also reflected on what it's like to face a former club, admitting that such moments come with extra motivation. There is something in your tummy, obviously. There is history. There are a lot of emotions. There are very close relationships, he added. In my opinion, once you step in there and you go with that mindset, you have even more will to win. Because as well, you have made that decision here to be successful and to achieve something else in your career. I'm sure Eze will be ready for that. With Arsenal flying high at the top of the table and several key players edging closer to full fitness, Sunday's match presents another important opportunity to extend their winning run and reinforce their title ambitions. All eyes will be on whether Gabriel recovers in time and how Eze handles his emotional reunion against his former teammates at the Emirates. Additionally, as preparations began for their next Premier League match against Crystal Palace on Sunday, the Gunners showed no signs of slowing down, returning to the Sober Realty Training Centre on Wednesday for recovery and tactical work, before continuing with a full session today, Thursday, under the guidance of Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff. The atmosphere at the training ground was positive and full of confidence following the dominant European display, but the message from Arteta was clear. There's no time to relax. The manager demanded the same level of focus and intensity as the team switched attention to domestic duties. Both senior and young players trained together, working as one cohesive unit in preparation for another important test in the Premier League. Today's session began with light recovery exercises for those who featured heavily in midweek, while the rest of the group took part in a high-energy warm-up and ball possession drills. The players then moved into tactical exercises focused on quick passing and attacking transitions, reflecting the team's desire to maintain their fast, fluid style of play. The tempo was sharp, and communication across the pitch was strong, showing how well the squad has bonded in recent weeks. The training also included defensive organization work, where the coaching staff emphasized compactness and discipline without the ball. Players practiced pressing patterns and quick shape recovery, aiming to stay solid against a Crystal Palace side known for their physical strength and counter-attacking ability. The coaches were vocal throughout, pushing the players to stay concentrated and refine the small details that make the difference in tight Premier League games. Finishing practice wrapped up the day's work, with the attackers displaying great confidence and precision in front of goal. The intensity remained high until the final whistle of training, and the players looked sharp, motivated, and eager to carry their winning momentum into the weekend. Mikel Arteta was visibly pleased with the commitment shown by the entire squad, praising their attitude and work rate despite the quick turnaround between matches. The mix of youth and experience continues to strengthen the team's spirit, and the togetherness on the training pitch once again highlighted the unity within the group. With focus now fully on Crystal Palace, Arsenal are determined to extend their fine form and deliver another strong performance in front of their fans. The preparation has been thorough, the energy remains high, and the players appear ready to take on the next challenge with confidence and ambition. The session ended with a short, competitive training match that allowed the players to apply everything they had worked on during the day. The pace was quick, the movement was fluid, and the passing was crisp. Clear signs of a team in top form and full of confidence. The coaching staff watched closely, offering guidance and encouragement, while Arteta demanded intensity until the final minute. Every player showed strong focus and commitment, reflecting the hunger within the squad to keep improving. As preparations wrap up ahead of the weekend, Arsenal's attention is fully on maintaining their rhythm and performance level against Crystal Palace. The players are confident but grounded, aware that every game brings a new challenge. With their recent momentum, sharp fitness, and strong team spirit, the Gunners head into Sunday's match with determination to secure another important victory and continue their impressive run across all competitions. Additionally, the Gunners head into the game full of confidence after their narrow 1-0 win over Fulham at Craven Cottage on Saturday, a result that lifted them back to the top of the Premier League table. It was a professional performance from Mikel Arteta's side, and the good news for supporters is that there were no new injury concerns picked up in West London. However, Arsenal still have several key players sidelined as Arteta continues to manage a growing injury list. Some of the absentees include senior first-team stars who have been crucial to the team's success in recent seasons. Ahead of the big European clash, here's the latest update from the Gunners' camp. Martin Odegaard. Arsenal captain Martin Odegaard remains on the sidelines after suffering a medial collateral ligament injury during the win over West Ham before the international break. It's been a frustrating campaign for the Norwegian playmaker, who had already missed games earlier this season with a shoulder problem. Arteta confirmed that the midfielder will be out for weeks as he continues his recovery. Odegaard withdrew from Norway's national team duties to focus fully on his rehabilitation and has been working closely with the club's medical staff at London Colney. While no official return date has been provided, early indications suggest that he may not feature until after the November international break. If all goes well, he could make his return in the North London derby against Tottenham on November 23rd. Defender Piero Hincapié has also faced a challenging start to life at Arsenal. Since his move from Bayer Leverkusen on deadline day, the Ecuadorian has managed just one appearance due to a persistent groin injury that has kept him out of the last 5 matches. There was positive news from Arteta ahead of the Fulham game, as he revealed that Hincapié had resumed full team training and was getting closer to match fitness. Although he wasn't part of the matchday squad at Craven Cottage, his recovery is progressing well, and he could be in contention for a place against Atletico Madrid. Arteta has been cautious with his return, but the defender's growing fitness is an encouraging sign for the Arsenal backline. Winger Noni Madueke, meanwhile, is another player currently unavailable for selection. The summer arrival from Chelsea suffered a knee injury in the match against Manchester City and has been ruled out for several weeks. Arteta confirmed that the young winger is still being assessed, with a further scan expected soon to determine the next steps in his recovery. Madueke's progress will be closely monitored over the coming weeks, and his return is not expected until sometime in November. His absence has limited Arsenal's attacking options, but the coaching staff remain optimistic about his long-term impact once he's fully fit. Meanwhile, German midfielder Kai Havertz has been sidelined since the opening day victory over Manchester United after undergoing surgery on his knee. Arteta has been careful not to set a specific timeline for his return, though it is hoped that he could rejoin full training before the next international break in November. if his recovery continues to progress smoothly. Havertz has been working tirelessly with Arsenal's medical and fitness team and is said to be making steady progress. Arteta praised his determination, saying that the player is pushing hard to return, but the club wants to ensure his comeback is managed properly to avoid any setbacks. Another one is Gabriel Jesus. Striker Gabriel Jesus remains a long-term absentee after suffering an ACL injury during Arsenal's FA Cup loss to Manchester United in January. The Brazilian has missed the entire season so far, but the signs are encouraging. Arteta shared that Jesus is doing super well in his recovery and that his progress has been impressive in recent weeks. Despite the positive updates, Arsenal will continue to take a cautious approach with his rehabilitation. The expectation is that he could return in the final months of 2025, as the club focuses on ensuring a full and stable recovery before he's reintroduced to competitive action. As Arsenal prepare to face Atletico Madrid at the Emirates Stadium, Arteta will be pleased to have a largely fit group available for selection, with the squad showing strong unity and sharpness in recent training sessions. The return of key players in the coming weeks will only strengthen their ambitions in both the Premier League and Champions League campaigns.